What is up, everybody? Now, today, I'm going to do some live deal breakdowns because, hey, why not? I got sent a bunch of deals to look at today, and right now, I'm going to spend some time breaking those deals down and seeing what they look like, right? Because we look at a lot of deals all the time. It's just setting up, sorry about that. But we see a lot of deals, and I always want to know is this a good deal or not? And I have so many people asking me, like, Joe, when you're looking at these creative finance deals, how do I know if it's a good deal? Well, what does creative finance mean, first of all? Because some of you might be just turning in listening and might not know. But creative finance is how to buy a real estate without banks, without using your credit, and really not a lot of money down. And a lot of the houses that we're buying are worth $100 down. So how do I analyze these deals? How do I find these deals, right? How do we have these conversations with these sellers? These are all things that we hear all the time. And how do I do this? So I'm going to break down now some of the current leads that we're looking at and to find out if it's a good deal or not. So I've got one gentleman. We're going to start here. He's got a house for sale. It's in Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton, Florida. So not terribly far from where we live. So he reaches out to us. We ask him if he's got a house for sale. He said yes, he does. He drops the address in Bradenton, Florida. He's relocating. We ask him why he wants to sell it. He tells us he's moving back to Oklahoma. How soon do you want to sell? Now, here's where you got to ask the question because sometimes they need to sell immediately. So then you want to tell them how you could buy it quickly, right? And then sometimes they need to sell in 6 months. So you don't want to have to talk about a quick close if that's not what they're wanting to. But here, this seller tells us as soon as possible. They've been working with a company trying to get it sold for them. It's not moving ready. It needs a new roof, some minor repairs to the pool screen panels. They need to be replaced. The sprinkler system has issues, and the pool or solar heater has issues too. We take a look at the house, and this property is a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom. It's 24, almost 2,500 square feet. So the seller's looking for an as-is deal. He wants to get this thing sold kind of quickly. So we've had several conversations with him about it. He owes around $250 on the property, and he is asking. Let me check my notes. I'm gonna try to call him now. Anybody want to see a live seller call? So he's asking $430 for it. We figured the property is probably worth in the low fives if it was done nicely, but once again, it needs some work. So let's give him a call. Let's see if he even answers. He did say he was going back and forth, so I'm not sure if he's back here in Florida or if he's back in Oklahoma yet, but let's try anyways. See if he answers.
Please leave your message for 81.
You know what we're going to do? I'm going to try it one more time. So I told him we were going to try to call it today. Let's see if he's around.
Please leave your message.
All right. So we're going to shoot him a text, see if we get him on the phone. Maybe he calls. So the reason why I like this deal is because we could buy the property as is. He might be open to seller financing, but it does need some work. So just putting on the market, he tried that, guys, and it wasn't selling. So what happens is he's frustrated with his realtor, reached out to us because he wants to sell his house. And he's not happy with the results that he's getting from his realtor. So with that being the case, let's see if we could help. So Lexi sent me another one. She doesn't know if it's a deal. She's asking $570 cash, and a fully updated home sold for $650 in October 2023. Hers is larger and on 20 acres. The house that sold for $650 was only on 1 acre. I tried to find lots but couldn't. All right, so let's look at this one. So a 20-acre property. Let's find out where this is. What state is this even in? same lady? It's got it in California. Okay, let's make sure this is right. She does. And she's got 20 acres in California. It's a 7-bedroom, 4-bathroom house. It's 3,300 square feet, and it's on 20 acres. Do not bother tenants. Beautiful 20-acre ranch on the outskirts. 2 homes, 1 manufactured, 6-bathroom, and then 1 small cottage, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Both homes are equipped with in-unit laundry setups, perfect space for a family to raise animals. Possibilities are endless. Large 3-door detached garage and shop. As is for sale by owner. Will not accept VA home loans, renting options. Okay. It would take $570 cash. But she's got it listed right now for sale by owner for $630 and it's not selling. So I'm guessing that number, even out in California, it's a little surprising that 20 acres with this kind of property doesn't get it sold, but let's find out where this in California is. So this is what we spend a lot of our time, and when you have an acquisition manager, this is what Lexi gets to do for us. However, I love to do it, and I had a few minutes, so I wanted to go live so you could see what it's like to do what we do for a living. Because I have a lot of folks reach out and say, Joe, I want to do what you do. Sometimes you just don't know, so that's why I like to share what it is that we look at. So this is in Northern California, north of San Francisco, not too far from Eureka, California. You could definitely tell you are up in the hills there. Pretty cool. But for Northern California, for 20 acres with 2 properties for 600, 500,000, some people probably can't even fathom that's real. But it is. Okay, we're going to take a closer look at that. So what we do is we put a little star in our CRM. We have a CRM, which is where we keep all of our sellers in one spot. And for the deals that I think maybe have some potential that we need to take a little bit closer look in, we put a little star next to them. So that's a good one there. Here we go with the next one. Walter. So this is one. Do I have any Kentucky buyers here? If you know any Kentucky buyers, tag them or send them my way. So I have a gentleman who's got a property in Kentucky. It's right on the, let me make sure I got this right, Tennessee border. And on this property, this gentleman needs to sell it because it is a big apartment building. Here we go, I get my address, make sure I got this right. Yes, I am correct. It is right on the Kentucky Tennessee border, this town. This is technically in Kentucky, but the town's split in half. So this gentleman he's a tired landlord. It's a 7-unit. He wants to sell it. This situation's kind of weird though. I think this property has some potential. He owes $130,000 on his mortgage. He was asking $279 for it. Needs a bunch of work. His payment is $1,000 per month, which we're trying to talk to him about buying it with seller financing. He's down to $225, but then he reached back out because we couldn't make a deal last time we chatted. He mentioned that rents in the area are between $650 to $750. There are 5 2-bedroom apartments and then 2 1-bedroom apartments. I think he said the roof was done not that long ago because it's a 9,000 square foot building, but there are a few units that need some work for sure. And he gave us this little bit of a list. But if we could buy this with $130,000 take over his payment, put the renovations into the property because right now it's completely vacant, this might have the potential to be a pretty strong deal. The last time we chatted with him, we couldn't come across a deal. He needed to think about things. But then he messaged us not long ago, letting us know that he didn't do the deal with the other folks, and now he's living in his car. So I don't know how he's making this $1,000 payment on this vacant building, but he's in a situation where he wants to sell this thing. So he wants to get on a Zoom with us to chat about it. So if anybody's looking for something in Kentucky, Tennessee border, looking for a 7-unit, it looks like it could be a steal of a deal, especially if we could get this with seller financing and just take over that $1,000 payment. You can imagine you rent out all 7 units, you're going to be able to pull in quite a bit of money on this and get a good return on your money. So if you know anybody looking in that area, this just looks like it's a bigger property, 9,000 square feet, and it's right in the heart of town too. So, and it's a cute little town. So guys, this is what we do. We look at deals. How do we generate these leads? Is we do it on Facebook. And I know we've mentioned this before, but there are many times where you could just join Facebook groups and find sellers who have a property they might want to sell, and they're open to terms. You just got to ask them. And there's so many reasons why. And I know many times people are thinking, why would a seller do that? But we see these all the time, and sometimes they're not selling right now. So here's another one we're looking at. It's a 4-3, 2-story. One of the rooms is the mother-in-law suite, full bathroom, kitchen, has ground pool, attached hot tub, 2,300 square feet on a little over 1.5 acres. It's in Middleburg, Florida, possibly moving out of state next month or so. Nothing owed to contractors. They owe about $230. They're asking $375, and they owe $230. Are they open to seller financing? So you'd buy it and we could rent it from you. Just saying. Okay, let me look up this property. Now these people might be open to seller financing if they could get a small down payment, is what they said. Well, this is why. So the house is on the market, been in the market for 2 months, a little over 2 months, and it's not selling. Okay. No, so they put this house on the market in 2022 and it didn't sell. And they've been playing the game of back and forth, putting the market and it not selling. So now they're at the point where they're moving out of state and they want to sell it. And it's not a bad looking house, probably just overpriced for the area. Right outside Jacksonville. Okay, house is turnkey. I wonder if he's home. Cash price. Oh, he's homesick today. All right. I'll have to give him a call later on. So guys, just want to spend a few minutes breaking down some deals. If you have any deals that you are looking at, please let me know. I'd love to chat about it. I know some terms buyers operate out of Kentucky. Andrew Schlag's community. We have several students in the area. Hunter, I would love to chat with you about that, because I've got a seller there who's got the 7-unit. See, that's why I do this, because now I get to see Hunter talking about how he might have some buyers there. Because I have this gentleman who's got the 7-unit, and it's on the border of Tennessee, but it's in Kentucky, and this guy needs to sell this property, and it looks like he has the potential to be a money maker all over it. If somebody's looking for a multifamily that you want to buy with seller financing, I would imagine buying it, probably putting some work in there, and he gave me a small little list of things. It does need some drywall, some paint. I would probably do a little bit more than he's talking about, but he says they're pretty neat. And he lives 20 hours away from the property. So it's to the point where he just needs to offload this thing. So, Hunter, if you don't mind, send me a DM and we can chat more about this and see if we can link up, maybe get some boots on the ground. Because I'm in South Florida, and this Kentucky's definitely a little too far for me. So, guys, I just want to go live, but I'm going to head out. I got another appointment I got to hop on now. But thanks, Hunter, for the shout out there. And if you have any other deals that we need to take a look at, please send them over. And we can check out your deals too, and hopefully we can make a bunch of money together. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Monday. And stay tuned, because I want to be able to do live more often, and then we're also going to be making some live seller calls. So if anybody wants to see live seller calls, drop a comment down below and we get some live seller calls going, because it seems like to me that's where so many people get a ton of value, is seeing what these calls sound like. And we do this all the time in our small group coaching. I get on the call with all of the clients and they bring leads in it and we call them live, and there's so much fun in that because hopefully we can make a deal live. It's always a good time. So if you have some of those, let's get in touch. Great seeing you all. I hope you have a wonderful Monday.